Hey there, welcome back to Dakota News Now. It is now time for another edition of Owning Your Outdoors, and joining me in this springtime fantasy land is Doug Schroeder from Lewis. And Doug, Arbor Day.
It is Arbor Day, yes. It's time, to celebrate trees and make an investment for the future, plant a tree.
Now, Arbor Day was started kind of locally to here, wasn't it?
Yeah, I began in Nebraska, actually, and that's originally where I'm from. So it is a special place in my heart for that holiday.
Like you were saying, it's a good time to plant a tree. It looks like you're going to help us out with how to do that.
Yes, we are. The first thing when you go to plant a tree you have to consider is the location. You really need to consider how large the tree is going to get. Will it fit the space when it's mature? A lot of people make the mistake of getting a tree and then within about 10 years it really has outgrown the space that they wanted it to be in. Another first thing you need to do before you even consider planting a tree is have your yard checked for cables so you're not digging and causing a major problem.
What's a way that somebody can do that? There's a number to call, right?
Yes, 811. You call that and it gets you all set up. It tells everybody to go out and mark your yard and make sure that where you're going to dig is safe for you to actually dig in. One other thing I want to mention about locations of planting trees. If you're going to plant a tree in a parking strip, you need to get a hold of the city and get a permit. You have to have that okay by them to make sure that the species of tree you're putting in and the location is okay.
All right, you've already gone ahead and marked out your location. You've got everything marked. What's the next step? Get the tree, right?
Yep. Next thing we're going to do is take and get the tree out of the container. We're going to make sure that the tree is at a right level, and that's about perfect. You never want to plant a tree too deep. In other words, you want the location, the soil here to be even with the soil that you're planting it in.
You don't want the dirt too far up the trunk.
Right, right. Your tree will fail if you do that. After we check that out, remove it. And we're going to take and score the roots around the tree. This is not hurting the tree. It's basically getting those roots so they're not circled and ready to plant.
That way the roots can also kind of grow a little bit and spread out, right?
Right. And once I've had this done all the way around the tree, I have some water here with some root stimulator. I'm going to pour about half the bucket in the hole and we'll place the tree in. Looks good to me, Aaron.
That looks perfect to me.
At this point, we're just going to start adding some
dirt.
soil.
Now, and this is just the soil that you had already removed from the
Right.
hole.
And there's a big discussion on amending soil for a tree. I do not believe in that because the tree has to survive in the soil that it's being placed in. The root system will eventually expand and get beyond where you amended, so amending is not really going to do you any good.
And so you just kind of want to get the dirt back in there, get it kind of nice and even with the tree, right?
Right. I have more soil there that we can put in.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get the soil in, tamp it down. We're going to top it off with the rest of the water and some mulch.
All right, and that's just to keep all the moisture in, right?
Right, correct.
All right, any other tips for planting a tree?
Make sure you water it at least once a week.
Do we need to trim the branches back or anything? Do we need, not pruning, but do we need to keep tabs on that at all?
Not for the first couple of years. Let it go, and about year 2, then you can take off the bottom 1 or 2 branches.
All right, Doug, any other tips for our Arbor Day?
Nope. Get out and plant a tree, Aaron.
All right, sounds great. We're going to go ahead and get this wrapped up, and we're going to have all this information online at dakotanewsnow.com after the show. Doug, thank you so much. We have FastCast coming up next.